Yo, what's up? It's your man Rico the opinionist, on this beautiful evening. Y'all know the saga continues with the Carmelo Anthony case and Austin Metcalf out here in Frisco, well, we're in the suburbs in Frisco, Texas, the stabbing. Y'all know about that. Y'all been keeping up with the story. It's a lot going on, and on Twitter and Instagram and all over. But what this recurring theme is what's throwing me off. They want to play down the possible bullying scenario because someone died. And the title of this is When Alleged Bullying Goes Wrong. And I want to say to those of you who keep yelling, well, he brought a knife to school. Well, I'll let her come out in court why he had a knife with him. And it's illegal to have a knife on school grounds. As you continue to read, I think it wasn't even on the school grounds. But I think it was. I don't know. But all I know is, to imply that he came there looking for trouble, and there's a video of him hanging out with those guys and trying to talk and be civilized. There's a couple of white dudes that came up talking smart to him. And so they're saying, well, see, this is what's happening. Y'all keep paying attention. More information is coming out about the character of Austin Metcalf and his brother, possibly being bullies at their school. And the people, they don't want to believe it. They don't want to accept it. So they're changing their tune, saying, well, just because someone touches you after you tell them not to, that means you're supposed to stab them. Now, this is why I'm making this video. I want to say to everybody, you don't get to tell people how to respond when someone's giving you an order or a command or even directive or begged you, don't touch me. Then you do it anyway. You can't control how they respond. You can't. You have no more control. Your control was not to do it. But you gave up your control when you disrespected or ignored the command of not to touch me or whatever. Y'all see how simple that is? But see, they're trying to come up with something because his character is now coming out. It's amazing. I saw on Twitter, they were saying, I'm telling you, these people, boy, I'll tell you. It's not a race issue, but boy, these Caucasians going in. Anytime they get a chance to, thinking they can really get down on a black kid or black people, period, but particularly black men, they come with every stereotype that they can remember, think of, or create. And every racial slur. Hey, it's America. I'm not shocked. It's always been like this. But it is what it is, right? However, it doesn't mean they shouldn't be called out. And so now they're saying, let me tell you something, how desperate. Now people are getting desperate. See, you should have been trying to judge the damn thing before it went to court. And you can blame the white media for this. Now they're saying, well, you can't, what you say? They're saying that he provoked by telling this fool, don't touch me or don't put your hand on me. Then when the guy grabbed his bag and then alleged his Anthony's reaction, well, you're supposed to respond equally. Even though you ignore somebody's command not to touch them, not to be around me, not to say this. Well, why y'all do that, white folks? Y'all got to be out y'all goddamn mind. And you black folks are trying to be on their side and attack him. What y'all talking about? Yeah. You know the whole thing, bringing a knife to a gunfight? Bring your hands to a gunfight, all that kind of shit. The stuff we say ordinarily, but all of a sudden now we can't remember the things that we say that make sense to us when it's convenient to us. If the young man felt threatened, you can't tell me. By the way, you can't measure my level of threatening when it comes to my life. Oh, he wasn't being threatened. You can't tell me. You don't know what my levels of fear are. You don't. How about we get to our senses and just look at it for what it was? The reason it's a big deal because somebody died, and that's so unfortunate. But don't make the person who survived the villain. Does that make sense? It didn't matter if it was the Caucasian kid or the black kid that died. You can't make the person who survived, who actually defended himself, if that is the case, the villain. Because you lost somebody. Both people about to lose somebody. The black family's finna lose their son. The white family's finna lose their son. They've lost their son. The point is, leave people the fuck alone. When someone tells you, leave me alone, leave them alone. And because see, it takes me back. Because everyone has been bullied. At some point. I was bullied. I'll tell y'all two instances. You may say, Rico, damn, that was overkill. When I was in junior high school, some kid, decided it was okay to trip me up in the class and walk in the class in front of girls showing out. He thought it was okay to trip me up and knock my books out of my hand. I like, hey man, stop doing that. Damn, I get up, pick my books up. And he did it again. Boom. The more he tripped me up, the more the little girls laughed and he thought it was funny. Then we went to the classroom. He sat behind me. He was mushing me in the head. I'm like, damn, bro, stop. I told you, stop the shit. So, it wouldn't stop. And next thing I know, I threw my pencil on, or knocked my ink pen on the ground, untied my shoe, had those cleats in it, and I came back up, blow, across the face. Cleat marks. You're like, oh, they're like, everybody like, oh, damn. Now y'all shocked. Y'all heard me tell the dude stop. Now I'm being looked at as crazy. Y'all heard me tell the guy stop. And another time, dude bullied on the bus. We in summer camp. I had my little fro. This had me, late 70s, early 80s. I'm patting my fro. He's sticking his finger in my fro. Grab my head doing that shit. Now I get my pick. I had one of them steel afro picks. I'm doing this. Like, damn, bro, stop. He's still behind me. The more he did it, little girl sending him out, thought he was laughing. Thought it was funny. So he did it for the third time. I'm like, damn, bro, stop. Now, he did it again. Next thing I know, I'm turning around, I'm pulling my pick out of his chest. So I guess y'all would say, damn, Rico. Yeah. See, when you tell somebody, don't touch me, they mean that. Nobody was harmed severely. Nobody lost their lives. But I'm just trying to tell y'all, stop trying to make this out of a case. Well, he should have fought him and all that. He didn't have to do nothing. When somebody tells you, don't touch my shit, don't touch me, that means, how if a guy grabs a woman on the ass and she turns around and shoots him, what do y'all say? Well, he disrespected her space. She didn't have to shoot him. No, y'all don't say that. Y'all say, well, you should be disrespecting a woman. No, and she probably feared for her life. See, don't try to make stuff like that make sense to you when it's convenient. If the young man allegedly told him, don't touch me, don't touch my bag, don't touch nothing, that's what he meant. People don't have to put up with your shit. Don't nobody have to put up with your bullying. And most importantly, you can't tell nobody how to react. How about leave people the fuck alone? Leave people's stuff alone. That's the point I want everybody, because I'm sick of hearing this. Well, he didn't have to pull no knife out. He could have just knuckled up. And then some chick on that road, they need to teach their boys how to fight. Well, how about you teach the bullies to leave people the fuck alone? Then won't nobody have to worry about knowing how to fight, right? That makes sense? But I know it's not a perfect world, so as long as there's bullies, it should be retaliation however it get. You get it how you beg for it, bullies. If you do not get to put, now if it was verbal, okay. Well, from verbal, when someone says, don't touch me, don't grab me, don't touch my stuff, don't do any of that, goddamn it, you better listen to what these people are telling you. So I hope, if anything, on this whole case, everybody realize when someone says, do not touch me. And he told him, look, if you touch my bag, this is what I'm going to do to you. People repeated that. And he told the man, if you touch my bag or you touch me, this is what's going to happen. And then I guess the guy allegedly, he didn't believe fat meat was greasy. Well, it is what it is. So that was my point of making this video. Leave people the fuck alone. Yeah, if all that really happened, yeah. Self-defense, leave the kid alone. And let me tell y'all something else is going on. I'm finna walk and talk to y'all because this shit is crazy. Now, for some reason, people think that his family is not supposed to raise money for his defense. Isn't that amazing? But the next day that the news reported that the Metcalf boy died, his father put out a GoFundMe and it got damn near $200,000 in less than 2-3 hours. So they can raise all the money they want to. They raise all the money they want to. He ain't say he's gonna do it for no goddamn scholarship fund, memorial fund. He just raised it for the healing of the family. Get the fuck out of here. So, but this kid, he can't have it. He can't raise any money for his defense. So what has happened? Someone allegedly reported. Hold on, let me get across the street. Someone allegedly reported the family's GoFundMe. And so GoFundMe, old punk ass, they cut it off at $168,000. And then, and the reason behind it was someone who's accused of a violent crime. Well, we can't allow fundraising to happen. So the family went to GoSendMe to another one. And they put the goal up to $222,000. Now they're getting close to $300,000. And people are upset because there's folks on both sides supporting them. And it's okay. Just because somebody died doesn't mean the other person automatically guilty. What we do this shit at? Yeah, only when it happens to black kids and black folks. But all you multiculturalists and intersectionality folks, and we fighting for the immigrants' rights, y'all gonna learn. Stuff like this probably need to happen to wake y'all up. Now, if the evidence comes out when they finally get to trial, and finally get the witness statements, hey, it is what it is. But right now, nobody know what the fuck that happened except for those who were there. But I digress. Isn't that something though? He ain't supposed to raise no money for his defense or nothing. $1 million bail. Automatically right off the rip. $1 million bond. Yeah, bail. So, how the hell they think he's gonna pay that $1 million? So you can't raise no money? If you gave him a bail, he can't pay it? So y'all didn't think he was be able to get that? Well, they're shocked. If enough people was able to help get him out. And then when the trial comes, let's do it. But y'all cut all this nonsense out. We'll see. But I just want to share that point. I ain't gonna belabor it. Leave people the fuck alone. They tell you don't put your hands on them, don't put your hands on folks. And again, in closing, you can't tell nobody how to fucking react. When someone says don't touch me, if they bust you in the head with 3 beer bottles, it is what it is. So just pay attention. When someone's had enough, or they tell you to get away from me, don't talk to me, or whatever, why don't you comply and leave the people the fuck alone? Anyways, your man Rico, the opinions, like, share, and subscribe. Go straight to my YouTube channel. And Cash App is on here, $RicoRiversMSW. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.